Have you ever left a conversation thinking, I should have said something? Not because you had the perfect comeback, not because you wanted to win an argument, but because you knew the conversation deserved more than what was said. I've had that feeling more times than I can count. Sometimes it's because the room wasn't the right place. Sometimes it's because the timing wasn't right. Sometimes it's because I wondered how people take what I had to say. And sometimes, if I'm being completely honest, it's because I censored myself. Not out of fear, out of calculation. Because once words leave your mouth, they don't ask permission before changing how people see you. So eventually I asked myself a simple question. How many thoughts die inside perfectly reasonable people because they are waiting for the right moment? My guess, far too many. That's why this podcast exists. Welcome to Just Thinking Out Loud, a piece of my mind to disturb your peace of mind. Now, before anyone gets nervous, no, this isn't a podcast dedicated to offending people. There are enough people doing that already. I'm not interested in controversy for clicks. I'm interested in conversations, real ones. The kind that make you pause halfway through and think, I've never looked at it that way. Somewhere along the way, we've become incredibly comfortable talking and remarkably uncomfortable thinking. Everyone has an opinion. Very few people have examined it. We've become masters of repeating, experts at reacting, professionals at choosing sides. But we've forgotten how to wrestle with ideas. That's a dangerous place for any society to be, especially one that mistakes volume for wisdom. Here's what you can expect from me. I'm going to ask questions. Some of them uncomfortable, some of them inconvenient, some of them will probably annoy you. A few might even offend you. Not because I'm trying to, but because truth has a habit of making all of us uncomfortable before it makes us better. We'll talk about masculinity, marriage, faith, politics, leadership, money, success, mental health, dating, Africa, justice, parenting, education, social media, power, purpose, failure, everything. Nothing is off the table because life doesn't come with safe topics. So why should conversations? Now here's the important part. I don't expect you to agree with me. In fact, I hope you don't. Not all the time anyway. If every single person watching agrees with everything I say, then either I've become boring or you stopped thinking. Neither is acceptable. Disagreement is healthy. Dishonesty isn't. I'd rather have someone completely disagree with me after thinking carefully than agree with me because it sounds nice. Think. Challenge me. Question me. Push back. Just don't outsource your thinking, that's what I'm saying. One of the things that frustrates me today is how quickly we label people. You disagree with me, you must belong to that group. You hold one opinion, clearly you're one of those people. Really? Human beings are far more complicated than political labels, far richer than hashtags. far more interesting than algorithms would have us believe. I'd rather understand someone than defeat them. That doesn't mean every opinion deserves equal respect. Some ideas are genuinely foolish. Others are dangerous even. But before dismissing people, I'd rather understand why they think the way they do. Understanding isn't surrender, it's wisdom. Now, let me confess something. I don't have all the answers. If I did, I'd probably be charging much more than YouTube allows. But I'm here because I have questions that have bothered me for years, questions that don't disappear just because they are uncomfortable. Questions that deserve more than a 30-second social media clip. And yes, sometimes I'll get things wrong. When I do, I'll own it. Changing your mind after, learning something new isn't weakness. It's evidence that you're actually thinking. And one phrase you'll probably hear me use from time to time is this: life. What else? It's become something of a personal philosophy. Life surprises people. It doesn't surprise me as much anymore. Not because I've seen everything, but because I've learned that life is wonderfully unpredictable. People disappoint you. That's life. Dreams change. Life. Plans fall apart. Life. Unexpected opportunities appear. Life. The world owes us no guarantees, only possibilities. So instead of complaining about reality, I'd rather understand it and then respond to it. That's the mindset I'll be bringing into every episode. Optimistic, not naive, hopeful, not blind, critical, but never cynical. Because criticism without hope is just complaining with the vocabulary. It's just, yeah. Anyway, if you've made it this far, then maybe you're the kind of person this podcast was made for. Someone who enjoys thinking, someone who isn't afraid of difficult conversations, someone willing to question their own assumptions, someone who can disagree without becoming disagreeable. If that's you, welcome. I'm glad you're here. And if you're looking for a place where every opinion is guaranteed to make you comfortable, this probably isn't it. But if you're looking for honest conversations, respectful disagreement, occasional sarcasm, a few stories, and the possibility of living each episode seeing the world just a little differently, then pull up a chair. We've got plenty to talk about. This is Just Thinking Out Loud, a piece of my mind to disturb your peace of mind. And trust me, we're only getting started. Until next time, keep thinking, keep questioning, and remember, life, what else?